There has been much to talk about, including X-Men characters in Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. There have been many cameos, teasers, and Easter eggs regarding the X-Men characters in the MCU movie. So it's evident that at some point in the near future, we will be able to witness X-Men in the MCU movies, just similar to the MCU comics. So my friends, here in this video, we will talk about the X-Men characters coming to the MCU movies. Flood your opinions in the comment section below. So let's get started. We heard of the X-Men making their way to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Also, not to mention, it looks like Marvel Studios has been looking at some older actors who used to be a part of the Fox Marvel franchise to make some appearances in Secret Wars. There has been lots of information coming out about Secret Wars. Seems like a big plan for Marvel Studios for Secret Wars is the X-Men, but not exactly how you would expect it. A big part of the Secret Wars news and the X-Men news is that Marvel Studios wants some of the old Marvel actors from the Fox universe to return for Secret Wars, like Hugh Jackman. Now, Deadpool 3 has shown us that anything is possible. It's been confirmed already that Hugh Jackman is returning to play Wolverine for Deadpool 3. So not only is anything possible, but it is very likely to happen, according to some heavy spoilers. Marvel Studios will bring the previous Marvel franchises. We're talking the old Fantastic Four, the old X-Men, and the old Spider-Man, all on screen together in Secret Wars. Among the many announcements made by Feige and company at San Diego Comic-Con included that this year's Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, will mark the conclusion of Phase 4 of the MCU, leading to Phases 5 and 6. Deadpool 3 will be the MCU's first X-Men-derived feature, following Thunderbolts and kicking off MCU Phase 6, which includes another mutant movie, Fantastic Four. There's no news on an MCU X-Men movie yet, but it's only a matter of time. Even if the X-Men haven't been on screen alongside the Avengers, the MCU has cleverly had a handful of nods to the beloved mutants. Marvel Studios didn't break any of the rules binding their old legal agreement with Fox. However, they have still managed to plant several X-Men references and Easter eggs throughout the Infinity Saga and the ongoing Multiverse Saga timeline. So if we list out some cameos or Easter eggs in the MCU, we will be able to know that MCU has already hinted that the X-Men exist, as well as piece by piece, Marvel movies and television shows are building a path that leads right to Professor Xavier's Westchester mansion. Here's a compilation of everything we know about mutants and the X-Men in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 1. Kamala Khan is the MCU's first confirmed mutant to exist. With Ms. Marvel and Kamala's new origin story, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is burying the Inhumans and using Kamala to bring the X-Men to the fore. Just before the credits roll on the final episode of Ms. Marvel, Kamala has one more fateful chat with Bruno. He tells her that he took another look at her genetic makeup because her brother Amir wouldn't stop pestering him with questions if Kamala has superpowers because their great-grandmother was a visitor from another dimension. Shouldn't he have them too? When I compared you to the rest of your family, something still seemed off. He tells her that there's something different in her genes, like a mutation. When Bruno says the word, an electric guitar in the soundtrack flicks through the first 7 notes of the infamous theme song from 1992's X-Men, the animated series, which also underscored the appearance of Professor X and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. There is a question that arises: is Ms. Marvel a mutant in the comics? Absolutely not, which is what makes this mind-blowing for fans of Marvel Comics. In fact, Kamala is kind of the opposite of a mutant. She's a newly awoken Inhuman who owes her existence in part to a mid-2010s editorial push to minimize the presence of the X-Men in Marvel Comics in favor of pushing the Inhumans to the fore, all to make Marvel Comics look more like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 2. Wolverine exists. The second episode of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, featured a little Easter egg hidden in a quick shot of Jennifer Walters' fruitless search for a new career. On the page's related stories list, a headline reads, "Man fights with metal claws in a bar brawl." There aren't too many people in the real world who get in bar fights with their metal claws, but there are Marvel characters for whom it happens like every other Tuesday, most famously Wolverine. Those familiar with Logan's incarnations in the comics, animated series, and various Hugh Jackman-led X-Men films know. Wolverine has adamantium claws. The man loves a bar. He can never say no to a fight. In fact, the 2000 X-Men film, which counts MCU mastermind Kevin Feige as an associate producer from back when he was Avi Arad's mentee, introduces Wolverine in a rowdy cage match which eventually escalates to a bar brawl. There are currently no announced plans for a standalone Wolverine or X-Men movie or TV show in the already packed Marvel Cinematic Universe schedule that runs through 2025. But with D23 on the horizon in September, where rumors suggest Marvel will unload another set of announcements, anything seems possible. Feige and his crew intend to stage a Secret Wars movie in 3. Either way, there is some good news for X fans. X-Men 97, a continuation of the 90s animated series spearheaded by Marvel Studios, is slated for a Disney Plus premiere in fall 2023. 3. Professor X. 2022's Doctor Strange sequel gave us windows into a whole handful of parallel universes, but none more prominent than Earth 838, in which mutants exist and Professor Xavier, Patrick Stewart, is the leader of a cabal of powerful superheroes called the Illuminati. But it's important to underscore, Earth 838 is a parallel Earth to the one we usually see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This Professor X doesn't belong in our world, but it's okay, and this was still the first appearance of a core X-Men character in the entire history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 4. Quick cameo of Quicksilver. Sort of. Siblings Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch began their Marvel comics lives as mutant characters who hung out with the Avengers, which once they had been reimagined as characters who got their powers from the Infinity Stones. When the Scarlet Witch's own TV show, WandaVision, premiered, many fans were on the edge of their seats, waiting to see if Marvel Studios had recouped the X-Men. Wanda would get to be a mutant again. The surprise appearance of Evan Peters, who played Quicksilver in the 20th Century Fox X-Men movies as Wanda's super speedy brother Pietro, that is, Quicksilver, who in the MCU had died in Age of Ultron, only drove speculation into a frenzy. But alas, the show's conclusion revealed that Peter's character was actually a normal human bystander who'd been ensorcelled into a likeness of Wanda's brother to drive her to the brink. So these are some signs we see throughout MCU movies or series, but there are several about among all the MCU enthusiasts that there will be any movie coming in the near future. It's still unknown when precisely the X-Men will arrive in the MCU, but it's rumored that it won't be until at least after 2025. In the meantime, Marvel Studios has placated fans with returning veteran X-Men actors, such as Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine one more time in Deadpool 3. It's going to be the Mutant Saga, so many exciting things are coming up from Marvel Studios in the next few years. So guys, we have come to an end with this super exciting video. Hope you guys enjoyed our video. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channels to get more exciting videos like these. Bye guys, see you all in the next video.